Hey, what's going on everyone? My name is Tyler. Thanks so much for checking out this video. In this video, I'm going to give a little walk around tour of the kind of how I set up my Canon C200 for filming weddings, and really wouldn't change all that much for documentary shooting either, because I wouldn't change anything about it. But I've gotten a lot of questions about the C200 and kind of how I rig it up and all that kind of stuff. So I figured I'd make a video about it. Without making this video 45 minutes long, I'm going to try to breeze through most of the stuff. So forgive me on that, but I want to kind of hit all the different points without making you sit here for 30 minutes watching this video. So I'm going to try to just kind of work from like the bottom of the frame up as best I can, and hopefully I don't leave anything out. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. The first thing we'll talk about is the tripod system, and this is the Zocular Flowtech 75 system with the FSB 8 fluid head, and just absolutely game-changing of a system. I find myself using a tripod way more with this system just because it's so easy to deploy, it's really lightweight, and it's just so easy to change the height and all that kind of stuff. And then having like an actual, like a proper fluid head is an absolute game changer. And once you use a real fluid head, it's really hard to go back to like the other fluid heads on the market. So yeah, awesome tripod system. And then, I mean, I also love the fact how easy it is to get the camera on and off, and you have a wide range of distance to be able to actually balance the tripod, or balance the camera on the tripod, so your actual counterbalance and all that kind of stuff works. But I'm not going to go into that in this video. I'll make another video on the tripod if you want me to. Just let me know down in the comments below. So moving on, batteries. Use Canon batteries. I don't use third-party batteries. I've heard a lot of horror stories of people frying their camera or something because of third-party batteries, so I'm not even going to bother with that. So I definitely just use Canon branded batteries. Next up, we have the monitor. I'm gonna go back to lenses here towards the end, but right here I've got this monitor. It's not really daylight viewable or anything like that, but it's nice to have to be able to change focus points, or if for some reason the way I've got this set up, if I want to put it on my shoulder, at least for real quick, it's like right in front of my face to be able to kind of see what I'm doing and see what I'm shooting. Although it's useful to have, I use it pretty much as a backup, or special circumstances like on the shoulder, or you know, if I've got the camera way over top of my head, you know, filming over a crowd or something to be able to see. Otherwise, I prefer to use a bigger monitor and a brighter monitor and all that kind of stuff. And we'll get into this monitor here in a minute. This monitor is attached to the standard factory monitor arm and the top handle. And it's a little different than my other video that I made on the C200 rig that I built, because I've pretty much changed that top handle. I put it on my Blackmagic Pocket 4K, which is right here. The Blackmagic Pocket 4K, I've just kept the handle on here because I was tired of swapping things out, and I already had another top handle. I'm too cheap to go get another top handle, so yeah, I've just been using this one, and it works out good. I've kind of rearranged my Pelican case to be able to fit the this system. I mean, if I were to take this and this off, and the camera, or the mic, I could pretty much fit my C200 without having to remove the top handle in my case, so it's pretty awesome there. Maybe in the future I'll get a different top handle, but for right now it's working just fine. So I've got that going for me. And then yeah, so on the back of the top handle right here, I have a little cold shoe mount small rig, and I have the RØDE Link wireless lav going into it, and I have it going into channel 1. And I have basically channel 1 and channel 3. Channel 3 is a backup to channel 1. If you didn't know, the C200 can record 4 audio channels. And then I have the RØDE NTG5 here on the side. And the cool thing about C200 is it provides phantom power, and this is a fantastic sounding mic. And I have this into channel 2 because typically this is my kind of my ambience and natural sounds and all that kind of stuff, and kind of backup audio in case this pack goes out. But for the most part, I want to have this in channel 2 and then in channel 4, because I usually don't use that audio, but I just have it on there just in case. Again, going up to the top, we got this monitor here. This is the Portkeys BM5 monitor. Built really well. Quality control leaves quite a bit to be desired. Like this function 3 button doesn't even work. The thing like broke off in there, so I actually just took the monitor apart and found the little piece and threw it away. And but other than that, it is touchscreen, so the function buttons, it's not really a big deal because you can actually access the function buttons from the touchscreen, which is awesome. And it's powered through Sony L series batteries, and those just last forever. And the other thing is this monitor is super bright. It is a 2200 nits of brightness, so yeah, you can see it like it's standing out in the middle of the sun. So awesome there. So great for like, you know, outdoor weddings is really common. It's really common to have an outdoor wedding in Charleston, just because it's so picturesque, the oak trees and the moss and all that kind of stuff. Almost every wedding that I've shot has been outside, just because that's what everybody wants to do. And then the other thing I like about it, it has an SDI in connection, so I can use the SDI port on the C200 as opposed to HDMI. It's just more secure, and it's not gonna accidentally pull out or anything like that unnecessarily. So we're yeah, we're all happy there. And then if you can see here, the bottom, there's this little camera remote and this little cable that's just going into the remote port here. And you can actually use the monitor control the entire camera. You can navigate the menus and everything through the touchscreen, so it's really cool to be able to do that. And the other thing is just this little Andycine Vlogger monitor mount thing. It's just great because you can tilt it and it just stays in place. You can actually move it this way and the other. I actually crank that down because I never saw myself really using it, and so I just crank that down, but I really like being able to tilt it just like so. Other than that, let's just jump into media. I've got the CFast cards. I use the a couple of different brand of CFast cards. When I'm shooting in RAW, I also record proxies, and when I'm shooting RAW, I'm shooting like B-roll and you know, really important moments or something like that in RAW. It's really awesome too, because you know, the flexibility of RAW, you can change white balance and, you know, have more control over exposure and stuff like that in post. So it is really nice to be able to do that. I also record proxies in Canon Log 3 on the SD cards when I'm shooting in RAW, just in case, just for backup recording. You never know. I've never had a problem with CFast cards, but I don't want to find out the wrong way. So I always have at least proxy recording in here just in case. So yeah, but then when I'm not doing proxy recording, I am in 4K in XFABC, and that's for like ceremonies and toasts and speeches and stuff like that. No need to record that in RAW. So yeah, pretty much good to go on media. And the last thing are lenses. Pretty much three lenses primarily that I use with this camera. I use the Sigma 18-35. The Canon 24-105 and the Canon 70-200. The 18-35 stays on there most of the time, all the way from getting ready through, you know, the reception, with the exception of the ceremony. I use the 70-200 primarily, and then for other stuff, like if outdoor stuff, if I want to kind of have a wider focal range but still want to have somewhat of a wide angle, I'll slap on the 24-105. Just because it's a really versatile focal length, and it does have IS, so it is really helpful, like portrait sessions and stuff like that. And although it's only f4, the compression you get at, you know, the 70 to 105 mil still looks really pleasing. So I don't really have an issue if it being just f4. So yeah, those are the three lenses that I primarily use. I do really want to plan on getting in the future a 24-70. Maybe the Sigma one that has image stabilization. That would probably replace the 24-105 at some point. But for now, those three lenses have worked out fantastic. Yeah, so I really like this whole setup. It's just an efficient workflow for me. Although it doesn't really look like it, it's really compact, and I leave everything. I mean, you don't have like cables flying around everywhere and all that kind of stuff. And what I do is the night before a wedding, I'll rig this thing up like it is right now, so that when it's go time, and I get to a location where like the bride or groom or whoever's getting ready, I don't have to rig this thing up that morning or on location. I can get it ready to go right off the bat. And usually what I do is I'll just kind of buckle it up in my front seat, and when I get on location, I'm ready to start recording and ready to start rolling right away. And it just kind of makes me look a little bit more prepared, kind of rolling up without having to get things set up. So that's pretty much all I have to talk about. Hopefully this isn't that long. Really sorry if it is, but anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, definitely let me know down in the comments below. If you don't have a question and you still want to leave a comment, either say hi or let me know if you film weddings, what is your go-to wedding camera? Love to know why. what it is and why. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.